Hello everyone, welcome back to All Financial Discussion channel. For this video, I like to explain why there is a off season in crypto investment. So basically this video, I will describe how money actually flow into crypto investment. This is actually known as crypto money flow cycle. For this flow cycle, there are actually four phases. Phase one, how money actually flow into Bitcoin. Phase two, money into Ethereum. Phase three, into large cap. And last but not least, phase four, which is also known as Altseason, how the money finally move into so-called small cap. So basically, this will be the objective of this video. We are going to understand with an example, okay, why there is a off season in crypto investment. Before I continue, guys, I'd like to urge you guys to help me by like this video. Just give me a few seconds. Press the like button now. For those who are new to this channel, and if you want to encourage me, please consider to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Once again, thank you so much for strong support. A quick disclaimer. I am not a licensed financial advisor. The content in this video is for entertainment and education purpose only and should not be considered financial advice. In this video, I'm simply showing you what I may be doing. Please conduct your own independent research and consult a professional if needed before you commit to an investment. Never invest more than you are willing to lose, and always be sure to read the fine print and the terms and conditions before you commit to an investment. With this, we are ready to start the discussion. Okay, so this diagram here shows the crypto money flow cycle. As I mentioned earlier on, there are actually four phases. Phase one, Bitcoin. Phase two, Ethereum. Phase three, large cap. Phase four, small cap or odd season. Okay, so the flow of money in the crypto market typically follow a structured pattern often referred as crypto money flow cycle. Okay, so this cycle describes how capital actually moves between different segments of the cryptocurrency market during bullish phase. Here's a breakdown of how it usually works. Okay, so later on I will show you in more detail. Okay, so basically let's quickly understand this crypto money flow cycle. Money actually initially flow into Bitcoin. So once Bitcoin reached the all-time high, the investor does not enjoy the same so-called profit anymore. So therefore, investor will look for another alternative. Ethereum being the second largest cryptocurrency, that will be the choice that investor will want to move the money from phase one into phase two, which means that investor actually move the money from Bitcoin into Ethereum. So again, with the same reason, once Ethereum reached the all-time high, and again, okay, investor actually looking for the same gain, so therefore they need to look for another alternative. Thereafter, they probably will look at the large cap. So therefore, you can see that money actually flow from Ethereum into large cap. Same reason, okay, so once large cap, okay, they actually have this parabolic effect. After that, investor will shift the money from phase three to phase four, so-called the odd season. Okay, so basically this is where everyone is excited about. Everything go parabolics. Okay, so this time around, maybe there is some different, which I'm going to describe on my last page. Okay, but keep this in mind. After this phase four, this is what we know as winter. Okay, so everything will go down. Phase four, everything go in a parabolic effect. But for after this phase four, everything will go parabolic down. Okay, it can be down like 80%. So keep this in mind. You need to be very careful. Make sure you exit everything during phase four, but not after phase four. After phase four, everything will drop like close to 80%. So you need to understand the risk of crypto investment. In fact, crypto investment is probably one of the most risky investment. So therefore, do your own diligent research before you commit to investment into crypto. Okay, so let's quickly start the discussion. Okay, so all this number is actually the market cap. Okay, so basically, okay, to make things easy, okay, I have some reasonable so-called market cap to describe all this so-called, for example, Bitcoin has a market cap of 150K. I'm not saying that Bitcoin market cap is 150K, but I have this arbitrary number so that you can understand, okay, why there is an odd season, okay, in crypto investment. Okay, so later on I will show it to you. All these numbers are fair, so-called market cap number. Okay, so let's kickstart this discussion. Let's say Bitcoin has a market cap of 150K, Ethereum has a market cap of 40K. As for large cap, okay, large cap, let's say there are 5 companies, so therefore you can see these 5, and each company is having this market cap of 1K. Okay, so keep this in mind, this is slightly different. Okay, large cap, there are 5 companies, so therefore 5 times, and each of the company has a market cap of 1K. Okay, so under this small cap, let's say that there are 10 companies, and all the 10 companies each has this market cap of 10. Okay, so basically these are arbitrary market cap number that I want to put it as an example for you to understand why there is a so-called odd season in crypto investment. Okay, so let's kickstart the discussion. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier on, okay, the market cap is actually very fair. So basically, let's take a look on the market cap. Okay, so this column here shows the market cap. Let's do a comparison between Bitcoin and Ethereum. So from here, you can see that the market cap is about roughly about 4 times, right? Roughly about 4 times. Okay, so from here you can see that the money is about 4 times. Okay, so basically which means that okay, Bitcoin is 4 times larger as compared to Ethereum in terms of market cap, as you can see from this chart here. Okay, again, let's go for large cap. Let's say Chainlink. Okay, so from here you can see that okay, it is about maybe close to close to 30 times. Okay, Ethereum's and Chainlink close to 30 times. And therefore, from here, you can see that it's almost close to 30 times, okay, from phase two as compared to the large cap. Okay, so basically, as I mentioned earlier on, all this market cap is actually a fair representative of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and large cap. As for Altseason, it's much more difficult to represent. Okay, so let's just arbitrarily assume that 10 is actually the market cap for all the small cap. Okay, so basically this table here shows the justification here. So we can, if you take a look on this number here, you can see that it is definitely very small as compared to the market cap of Bitcoin. Let's kickstart the discussion. Okay, so under this phase one, okay, basically the money actually enter the crypto market first through Bitcoin. Okay, the most established and liquid asset. Institution investor, ETFs, and conservative trader actually allocate capital, which is money, into BTC. Bitcoin price rise leading to bullish sentiment across the market. Okay, so for example, this is the early on market cap that I illustrate early on. Let's say additional 20K of market cap actually inject into Bitcoin. So now, okay, the market cap of Bitcoin become 170K. Okay, as he mentioned over here, investor actually go into Bitcoin by inject the money inside Bitcoin. So therefore, there is a growth in terms of market cap. So therefore, the Bitcoin market cap instead of 150K, it become 170K. So now let's go to the phase two. Okay, so under this phase two, as Bitcoin stabilize or slow down, okay, money actually rotate into Ethereum. Okay, so investor look for higher return while still staying in a relative safe, high liquidity asset. Ethereum often benefit from ecosystem growth, Delphi, NFT, and upgrade here. Okay, so let's put some number in order to appreciate later on. So let's say, okay, under this market cap, Bitcoin actually remain at 120K. So therefore, the difference you can see that 50K actually moved from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Okay, so basically, earlier on, I mentioned that 20K inject into Bitcoin market cap. So final so-called market cap for Bitcoin is 170K. Let's assume that okay, 120K remain, which means that 50K actually moved from Bitcoin into Ethereum. Okay, so over here you can see that this is the money that actually moved from Bitcoin to Ethereum. And earlier on, I did mention that Ethereum market cap is actually 40K. So from here, you can see that now, okay, Ethereum market cap is actually becoming 90K. So from here, you can see that Ethereum has more than 2 times of growth. Okay, so basically this is to illustrate why Ethereum will have the benefit of growth. Basically, will be a flowing from Bitcoin into Ethereum. So from here you can see that Ethereum has almost 2 times growth potential. Okay, under this phase 2 here. So next, under this phase 3, okay, which is the large cap altcoin, after ETH sees significant gain, capital flow into large cap altcoins. Okay, so these are well-established projects with strong committee but higher risk as compared to BTC and ETH. Narrative play, okay, for example, AI, gaming, RWA token, okay, they will start to gain all the for the traction here. Okay, so again, let's just simulate some numbers here. Okay, let's say okay, 60K okay, remain at Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum has 60K market cap remain, which means that 30,000 actually flow from Ethereum into large cap, right? So 30,000 actually flow into large cap. As for large cap, okay, earlier on I did mention that let's say there are 5 companies. Let's say this 30,000 flow from Ethereum into large cap, they are evenly distributed into these 5 companies. So basically 30,000 divided by 5, okay, which is 6,000. Okay, the initial market cap of this large cap is 1,000. So therefore now, okay, you can see that the large cap market cap actually becomes 7,000. From here, you can see that it is 7 times growth. Can you see over here? It is almost 7 times growth. Okay, so basically you can see that there is some significant parabolic effect on the large cap, which is almost 7 times of gain. Okay, so basically this is under the phase 3. So last but not least, when they actually go into the phase 4, okay, so basically this is the small cap altcoin. So finally, money actually flow into the small cap. Okay, retail FOMO kick in and speculative trading dominance. This phase is the most volatile and often see a late stage bull run. Eventually, profit cycle back into ETH, okay, BTC and ETH, or exit the market, leading to a correction. Okay, let me explain this again. So from here you can see that let's assume that each large cap, okay, basically now remain is 3K, okay, which means that 4K, okay, of each large cap actually move to small cap. And I have 5 companies, which means that 20,000 actually move from large cap into small cap. Okay, so basically this is how we do the calculation. Okay, so basically under the large cap remain, the market cap is actually 3K. Okay, earlier on I did mention that large cap, okay, after the injection from the Ethereum into the large cap, okay, the large cap actually has a market cap of 7K, which means that 4,000 for each large cap actually move to the small cap. We have 5 companies, so therefore 20,000, okay, from the large cap has moved to the small cap. And again, this number I need to divide by 10 since there are 10 companies under this small cap. So from here you can see that these are 2,000, 2,000 plus 10. Okay, you can see over here, you can see that this is a very parabolic effect. From 10, they actually become 2010, which is almost 100, 200 times of gain. Okay, so basically this is where everyone is excited about. Okay, so basically you can see that there will be a FOMO. Okay, but after this phase 4, okay, so which seldom people discuss, after this phase 4, which is the winter time, which means that at phase 4, we have parabolic growth. Okay, but after this phase 4, we also have parabolic drop. So therefore, we need to be very, very careful. We must so-called cash out everything at phase 4. So make sure, okay, you understand all the different structure over here so that you will not be caught carry the bag. Okay, so keep this in mind. After phase 4 will be winter time. So therefore, okay, you must exit at phase 4. Please do not be greedy. Okay, so make sure that you must exit at phase 4. No one can always sell at the highest point, and no one can always buy at the lowest point. So therefore, once you reach close to phase number 4, I think it's time for you to cash out everything. Okay, so this is very important because after this phase 4, everything will go to winter. Okay, which means that you probably have this parabolic drop instead of parabolic gain. Everything will drop like 80%. So therefore, in order to avoid this situation, okay, once you reach this phase 4, you can plan okay, to exit the market. This is very important. Okay, so basically this is under this phase 4. However, for this cycle, I would say that it is slightly different. Okay, so I'd like to explain what happened to this cycle. Okay, so phase 1 will be the same, but for phase 2, I believe that instead of just Ethereum, we also have XRP and SOL. If not, Ethereum has already reached the all-time high. Why money has not moved from phase 2 to phase 3? It's because we have this XRP and SOL. One of the key things is because of SOL. SOL has not reached the all-time high. From here, you can see that Ethereum and XRP probably have reached the all-time high, but SOL has not reached the all-time high. What happened? Let me explain. Because there is potential ETF of XRP and SOL, an investor already inject money into XRP and SOL. However, okay, they have not seen the growth anymore. Okay, so therefore they have not so-called they have not cash up their investment. So therefore, I believe that under this phase 2, okay, until Ethereum, XRP, and SOL reach the all-time high or around the all-time high simultaneously, then the money will move from phase 2 to phase 3. This is something that I strongly believe. So keep this in mind. Okay, so I believe that for this cycle, okay, phase 2 to phase 3 is when Ethereum, XRP, and SOL all these three must reach simultaneously all-time high. Then they will move from phase 2 to phase 3. One thing I also like to highlight, nowadays, there are so many small cap. So therefore, I strongly believe that cannot be all the small cap will have this parabolic effect. So there will be some selected small cap will have this parabolic effect. Make sure that you choose the correct small cap. Okay, if not, okay, like I mentioned earlier on, I don't believe that all the small cap will have parabolic effect. Earlier on, okay, probably there is some limited in terms of the large cap and also for the small cap. But in this season, there are plenty of small cap. So I don't see that all of the small cap will have parabolic growth. So therefore, as I mentioned earlier on, you need to be very selective, select the correct small cap so that you can enjoy the benefit of this parabolic, and always keep this in mind. After phase 4 will be so-called winter. Okay, make sure you are able to cash out everything at phase 4. If not, okay, you will be going back to phase 1 again. With this, I'd like to end my discussion. Please help to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Once again, thank you so much for strong support. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye for now. Thank you so much.